RTD's Chief of Police and Emergency Management, Joel Fitzgerald Sr., is on investigative leave for alleged policy violations. Now, when asked about the leave, RTD's CEO, Deborah Johnson, told us, quote, "That is none of your concern." In recent years, the Regional Transportations District doubled its police force and took additional steps to protect drivers and passengers. Fitzgerald's been on the head of RTD Police since August of 2022.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m. bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you guys so much for being here today. You know, I really do appreciate it. We are going to start our day off here in Illinois, Sangamon County, Illinois. Now, I'm not sure what the dealio is. I don't know what this guy's Facebook post said, but it got him busted. He's been arrested on weapons charges. The correctional officer accused of inflammatory Facebook blobbity blip. Okay, he found himself in hot water for inflammatory social media posts and is now under arrest. Big dummy. The records show that Sangamon County Jail, the circuit clerk shows that Thomas Angeli was booked into the jail on Sunday on a misdemeanor charge. That charge was formally filed against Angeli by the state's attorney. Not good, Angeli. So, he's accused of possessing a gun with an expired FOID card, a Class A misdemeanor. Records also show Angeli residing in Sherman, Illinois. Oh, don't show off your weapon, dude, if you are not allowed to have one. I'm allowed to have one. I wear mine out when I go to Walmart. Everywhere I go, in fact. Angeli first came to light last week when the Illinois Department of Corrections issued a statement about comments made by Angeli on social media. The IDOC said that Angeli's comments do not reflect the agency's... Oh, come on. And that he has been placed on administrative leave effective immediately. The department also added that they are conducting an internal investigation into the matter. Okay, he made you guys look like idiots because you are. Okay. All right, shortly after IDOC's statement was released, the Sherman Police Department alerted the public of a former resident making an offensive post. Everybody be warned, you have a knucklehead for a neighbor. Sherman Police are aware of an inflammatory social media post related to the Sonia Massey shooting by a subject who no longer resides in Sherman. It must have been sickening. This cop is an idiot. Officials wrote on Facebook. They didn't write that. I was just saying that. For those following this thread, please be aware that the current residents have no association with the author of this post. Whatever. Okay. Cops are goofballs, and we are very happy when they're in the news for being idiots.
In their report, the Department of Justice cited several examples of how Phoenix worked to build false cases against protesters. Quote, Phoenix PD supervisors decided in advance which protesters to target. Before protests, the lieutenant in charge would distribute flyers to officers with protesters' names and pictures.
Phoenix police lied on the stand to add more charges against this high-profile activist.
Here's one of the cases we exposed.
ABC 15 investigator Dave Biscobing obtained evidence showing Bruce Fanks Jr. was tracked and targeted before being arrested.
Here's what the DOJ report states. Multiple officers falsely claimed protesters bull rushed a police line when in fact it was the police officers who pushed into the protesters. As protesters faced a line of officers outside police headquarters in August 2020, one of the protest leaders called for calm, repeatedly telling the protesters to relax. The protesters stood still, but the officers stepped forward, pushing into them. The report continues. In their incident reports, 3 officers falsely claimed that the leader and another protester had locked arms and aggressively charged the officers. Now, here's another case we uncovered.
Right now, video of a protester being tackled and arrested by Phoenix police. The protester is Suvarna Ratnam, and we'll be showing this video a few times in this story because it further shows Phoenix officers cannot be trusted in these protest cases.
The DOJ wrote, to support felony charges, an officer falsely claimed that a protest leader stabbed a sergeant with the sharpened tip of an umbrella. According to the officer, the umbrella had a 3-inch sharpened metal tip that the protester used to stab him in the hand. These claims were not true. Body-worn camera videos show the protester held the umbrella pointed toward the ground the entire time she was running, and a photograph of the umbrella tip shows it had not been sharpened.
I was holding on to a dollar store umbrella with a plastic tip that I think is impossible to sharpen.
ABC 15 would also prove the lies got bigger and bolder. Police and prosecutors invented a gang and then falsely charged protesters as members.
Phoenix police and the Maricopa County Attorney's Office claim they're more dangerous than notorious gangs like the Crips and the Bloods. Community groups and legal experts say that's outrageous and an obscene abuse of power.
Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing takes you deeper inside this political persecution and reveals the hypocrisy of Valley law enforcement.
From the DOJ's report, in October 2020, a small group of protesters faced years in prison after Phoenix PD and county prosecutors falsely claimed they were members of a criminal street gang and had conspired to commit aggravated assault against Phoenix PD officers. Phoenix PD supported these serious charges with false statements.
But we confirmed the secret testimony they told jurors, and it is truly unbelievable. To charge as a street gang in Arizona, the law is broad. You just need 2 of the following criteria. And here are the ones that officials say fit this group. They carry umbrellas. They wear mostly black, and they chanted, "All cops are bastards."
A sergeant testified to a county grand jury that the protesters belonged to a criminal street gang known as ACAB. The sergeant analogized ACAB to violent street gangs such as the Bloods and the Crips.
The Crips and the Bloods. For reference, it's estimated that those street gangs have committed more than 15,000 homicides, while this group carries umbrellas.
Our reporting directly led to every one of those criminal cases being dismissed. Now, as for lawsuits, every protester in those cases is now suing Phoenix PD, and all of those lawsuits are still ongoing. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
Okay, you guys, you just got to admit, Biskobing is the real thing. Am I not right? Okay, you guys, here's something you don't see every day. Unless, of course, you watch the Bad Apple Report every morning at 7:30 a.m. bright and early. And it is a cop punching a guy in the face for no damn reason while he's handcuffed.
At new at 6, the LAPD says it is investigating after video caught an officer punching a man who was in handcuffs and being placed under arrest.
And now a group of LA civil rights leaders is calling on the district attorney to immediately file charges against that officer. And Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam is live in South LA, where a press conference was just held. Tim?
Guys, people in this community are upset. The video starts with the man restrained in handcuffs shouting a question at the police officer. Then watch what happens next.
What did I do? What did I do? They don't want to hear that, guys. Remember.
Now, it's not clear what led police to pull the man over. All of this unfolded Sunday off of East 113th Street in Watts. At one point, you see in the video and you hear the police officer tell the man to stop resisting. The man replies, "No, I am not." Civil rights leaders want LAPD to take action.
It's horrific. This officer does not need a badge or a gun. He needs handcuffs and a jail cell for what he did. He should be arrested and prosecuted. And that's why we're asking for DA Joyce Gascon's office to put this officer in jail.
Well, if that guy had watched the Bad Apple Report and seen what happened to old Deputy Tanner up in Kentucky, he'd have thought twice before he popped that guy in the side of the head there.
LAPD says the officer in question has been removed from field duties during the investigation, which is standard. They have not released his name. Now, the police will be having a commission meeting tomorrow. Civil rights leaders plan to be there to address this situation. Hello,
All right, that's what we've got on that guy.
You been drinking tonight?
Yes. Every 39 minutes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Someone in the U.S.
Kind of smell the alcohol a little bit.
Dies in a drunk driving crash.
You think he crashed?
But what happens when those sworn to serve and protect
I'm a police officer too.
I got friends that work with you all.
Are themselves the danger behind the wheel?
He's drunk. That sucks for him.
11 Alive Investigates found in the last 5 years, 290 law enforcement officers were arrested for DUI.
Okay, well, spin around for me. You got arrested for DUI this time.
Of those, about 30 eventually had their law enforcement certifications revoked.
I'm just calling to let you know I f***ed up.
The other 260
I'm in the academy.
were allowed to remain in law enforcement.
I work for DeKalb. I work in law enforcement too.
I think the public has the right to know that the people that are doing this job are held to a high standard.
Chris Harvey is executive director of the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council, or POST, the agency determining whether to revoke an officer's certification.
This council has taken a basic position that if an officer is involved in a DUI from a POST perspective, they're generally given a chance to accept probation, pay a fine, usually attend some drug or alcohol awareness training, and then continue on with their career.
In Georgia, any additional reprimands are at the discretion of the agency employing them.
It was everything from a 5% pay decrease to a demotion to a promotion to moving to a civilian position. How is it possible that there's such a huge difference in how these different agencies are approaching this?
Well, because each agency is autonomous and they have their ability to set their own standards for things.
So how many officers were terminated by their agency following a DUI arrest? 18%.
18%.
18%.
I guess that's why they do it, yeah.
We broke the news to neighbors in Gwinnett that the person who smashed into their mailboxes last year was a deputy driving his patrol car drunk, who then fled the scene.
They didn't stop.
Will you blow into a preliminary breath test?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay.
Come on, guys.
Why is it the agency of their brothers making the decision of what happens to their job?
We're on the same side, man. Told me, hey, look, go the other way.
The fact that, an officer may be involved in DUI is something that really should be looked at, but it's something that people do all the time.
We can't be out here getting people DUI and then we do it ourselves.
For officers who drive impaired, the varied consequences are often temporary. But the consequences for victims like Janine Melvin are, if not life-ending, then certainly lifelong.
It just seemed like out of nowhere this car came and bam, it hit me.
Can you tell me what happened?
I just hit the curb right here.
Hit the curb? There's no curb over here.
The suspect, who was not a law enforcement officer, spent 30 days in jail for the DUI conviction. A year later, Janine is still dealing with the fallout.
When you're always used to being independent, and now you have to be dependent. I mean, how's that fair?
Would it be possible to standardize in some way via the agencies, what punishments are?
Not unless the legislature did something.
I know he's a police officer. There's still a limit on that.
Absolutely.
You know that.
The public trust is paramount. Police officers are not above the law.
In an update to a story we did a couple of days ago, here on the Bad Apple Report.
A former San Juan County Sheriff's deputy charged with child sex abuse is now dead. Officials confirmed 74-year-old Grayson Redd died by suicide Sunday, just 2 days after he posted bail and was released from jail. Redd was charged with more than a dozen felonies, accused of abusing 3 boys dating back to 2003. Since his arrest, the San Juan County attorney says multiple other victims came forward. Redd retired from the San Juan County Sheriff's Office in 2011.
Well, this article says it's an embarrassing update in case of notorious Tennessee sheriff filmed baptizing woman in lake to let her off with ticket. We've heard of worse things happening that cops do to let people off of tickets. But the way this story reads, I don't know if I would call it an embarrassing update, okay? But here's how the cop was sued. There has been, and that's what they mean by it's embarrassing, he must be humiliated by that. So there has been a major development in the case of a notorious sheriff who has filmed forcefully baptizing a woman in a lake to let her off with a ticket. Forcefully, I haven't watched the video, but we're going to go on. A proposed settlement has been reached in the case of former Hamilton County Deputy Daniel Wilkie, who was filmed baptizing Shandell Riley in Saudi Lake as an alternative to issuing her a ticket in February of 2019. The family of Riley, who passed away in 2022 of an overdose, he tried, is set to receive $100,000 from Hamilton County, pending approval from the county commissioners. Okay. The event was captured on body camera footage by Wilkie's partner, Jacob Goforth. The footage came to light when Riley's attorney filed an $11 million lawsuit against Hamilton County in federal court. Wilkie has also been sued in the past for conducting a forceful anal cavity search on a man in the same day. Oh, good grief. Okay, we're not giving that guy the benefit of the doubt at all now. Okay, a proposed settlement has been reached in the case of former Hamilton County Daniel Wilkie, who was filmed, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Okay, look at him. He's smiling. He's pretty happy about it. Goofball. Riley's $11 billion lawsuit claims that Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Daniel Wilkie told her that he felt the Spirit and was ordered by God to baptize her. She accuses his partner, Deputy Jacob Goforth, on the right of failing to intervene or report the incident. Another day at the office. According to the lawsuit, Wilkie allegedly offered to give Riley only a citation instead of arresting her for marijuana remnants found in her car if she agreed to be baptized. Riley later reported feeling horribly violated by the experience. Riley sued both the Hamilton County and Jacob's Goforth, Daniel Wilkie, claiming that she was deprived of her constitutionally protected rights of freedom of religion, to be free from injury of harm while in custody, and to be free from unreasonable search and seizures. Sounds like she had a lawyer for a buddy there. Okay, the lawsuit also lists counts of negligence, battery, assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Wilkie and Goforth pulled over her vehicle at around 10 p.m. This is how it began, you guys, at night on a suspicion of methamphetamine possession as she arrived at a friend's house to visit her young child. The lawsuit alleges that Wilkie proceeded to conduct a search by feeling through her clothes, her breasts, abdomen, buttocks, and her thighs and crotch. The search concluded with the deputies discovering a single marijuana cigarette in Riley's 2016 Chrysler 300. Oh my goodness, I think those things come with those cars. Just kidding. The traffic stop then took an unexpected turn when Wilkie allegedly asked Riley if she was saved and believed in Jesus Christ. According to the complaint, the deputy informed the woman that he felt the Spirit during the search and that God was talking to him and wanted him to baptize Riley. Okay, dude, you screwed up. It's going to cost you 100 G's. Deputy then allegedly instructed Riley to go to her friend's home and grab 2 towels for the baptism. Okay. He then made Riley an offer, saying that he would let her off with a criminal citation with a criminal citation instead of taking her to jail, and even put in a good word with the judge if she let him baptize her, according to the court filing. Okay. Riley went to get the towels and followed the deputy to Cider Lake, where he proceeded to strip down to his underwear while she refused to take off her clothes. Oh, you guys. With Deputy Goforth acting as a witness, Riley allegedly dunked the woman beneath the cold water by forcing her by her neck and her breasts. Oh, goodness. Temperatures that night were in the 50s in Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. The lawsuit says after the baptism, Riley was left shivering, uncontrollable, and feeling horribly violated. Okay. The family of Riley, who passed away in 2022 of an overdose, is set to receive $100,000. Oh, from Hamilton County. Oh, I guess it's not from that dude. Okay. Plaintiff's attorney Robin Flores told WCR blah, blah, blah that Deputy Goforth did nothing to stop his partner and was seen smirking at his client during the ordeal. He also allegedly failed to report the incident to the superiors after the fact. Okay, you guys, that's just par for the course. Wilkie also faces an unrelated excessive force lawsuit seeking $17 million, which was filed by another man claiming that the deputy and another colleague performed an inappropriate body cavity search in 2019. Those guys. It's like Deliverance. You know what I mean? Wilkie faced numerous charges related to this incident and others, but the charges were subsequently dropped. In court, he admitted to baptizing Riley, but claimed he had requested it unprompted, expressing a desire to turn away from her life of drugs and crime. Okay. Tragically, Riley did die of an overdose in April 2022, with one individual facing charges in connection with the death. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office initially moved to decertify Wilkie with Tennessee's Post. Oh, but instead they probably made him the chief. Sheriff Austin Garrett stated that Wilkie had not been employed by the HCSO since December 27, 2019, and was ineligible for rehire there. Where does he work, though? The case is not only legal matter involving Wilkie. Okay. I think that's about it on, oh no, there's a bunch more about this guy. What appears to be Wilkie conducting an anal cavity search occurs around 10 minutes and 55 seconds. I don't think we're going to watch that video, you guys. At one point, the law enforcement officer appears to punch Mitchell in his rear and yells, "Hold still." Oh my goodness, that's the old Nashville line. What, do you want to be a star? Hold still. Just kidding. Wilkie and Brewer then beat James with fists, knees, and there's these guys. Wilkie and Brewer then remove James' pants and shoes. Oh, you know what's going on now, right? Okay, guys, I'll read it. No, I don't really want to. While Brewer continued to force James' face back onto the hot hood of the car at the same police vehicle and jerk his arms high above his back, Wiley donned a set of gloves. Oh, yeah, those cops. Pulled down James's underwear and conducted, oh, come on. While a judge dismissed a 44-count criminal indictment against Wilkie last year, some civil lawsuits against him remain active. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's the story on that goofball. Wow. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. And just like that, it's a wrap for the Bad Apple Report today. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to whip up another batch for you. As you know, for tomorrow, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.